deep learning from a perspective, in a perfect world, we would all come into a client's media realm and already have years of experience in that industry and be able to hit the ground running. Being that that's not the case, we have to make some inferences and assumptions on what that business and industry looks like. I think deep learning could solve a problem by removing those assumptions and inferences and give us more insight into how that industry operates and precisely how we build a media plan against it.
Many advertisers still rely on click-through rates and basic attribution models. We're still stuck with that. What new metrics do you believe are most critical in evaluating performance today? And have to ask, how is AI helping surface them?
Yeah, click-through rates is something that we definitely, as an industry, are looking to find better currencies to connect the dots between the media metrics and the business outcomes. AI is really there to help build some of those bridges and help create some of these. For example, if we were able to take let's say a public company's prospectus or their quarterly earnings, and use that as an input for AI and learning models. From my standpoint, I can imagine a more precise and accurate signal to base the activation on.
Great. Well, also turning to Assembly Global itself, you guys work with a diverse client portfolio. So with all those differences that you have to juggle, how do you tailor AI-driven strategies to fit brands at different stages of their own respective digital maturity?
Yeah, there's a very wide range of clients across the spectrum. I think our technology companies naturally are at the forefront of innovation, and their media approach is no different, right? They are looking to us to help tailor and build media strategies that are at the vanguard of learning, of operability. Finance, I think, is a similar industry that looks for innovation and ways to reach consumers from an AI and learning standpoint. Although finance sometimes has some more challenges because of rules and regulations. And then so they have that appetite to grow. We also have nonprofits that are on the other spectrum that really want AI and machine learning because they thrive on efficiency, but they don't necessarily have that room for trial and error and that learning. So they look to us to build those case studies and come forward and say, hey, this works, and let's put that into play.
All great points. So even with the improvements, enhancements of and accessibility of bigger and bigger data and more tools to mine that data, the idea is that consumer behavior is growing more complex. It's always outpacing what it seems the industry generally can really grab onto. So what role does deep learning play in uncovering the nuance within those increasingly fragmented audience signals?
Yeah, fragmentation and consumer behavior is at the core of what we do, and also at the core is we're still humans and there's still patterns for us to behave. Now digital, all of us have 4 or 5 screens. The digital world has really made those behavioral patterns. It masks them inherently, and it becomes more challenging to identify those patterns. But from a psychological standpoint, those patterns exist, and AI and machine learning really could help clarify and understand and process where that pattern exists, where the human naked eye might not be able to just capture that because of, let's call it a little bit realm of chaos in our daily lives.
We talked a lot about chaos. We talked a lot about very forward-looking, forward-thinking, tools and methods that advertisers can use to really extract the best intelligence. So, what innovations or emerging trends in intelligent advertising are you most excited about? And how should advertisers prepare now to stay ahead of the curve?
Yeah. Just like early adopters of products that were innovative and changed the nature of how we live our daily lives. The iPod, iPhone, Tesla, for example. Companies like Cognitive who are coming to the media space and asking the right questions and helping drive that sort of innovation are really critical to finding how we can change and improve how media works. From a programmatic standpoint, companies like Viant's AI tool really helps with a simple query, a simple few lines can develop a full media plan. Inputting SQL, for example, like using huge, large data sets. Currently and today, and always has been, you have to be a SQL programmer. While I would love to learn that ability, it's unlikely. So that's a role that AI and machine learning could help drive those queries to an average media buyer and really change the game of looking at reports and assessing year over year and large data sets.